Welcome to another episode of Wait Again Minute Podcast. Today is Thursday, June the 10th, 2021. This episode has been brought to you by none other than Wait Again Minute Podcast. I know you guys are looking for the normal girls that are on, the podcast, which is Miss Go Getter, Pint, as well as Sheeta Rock. But, you have me. I'll be back. Well, they'll be back next week. But you can't have Wait Again Minute without me, though, right? Ain't it right, Angus?
You can't have it. Can't have it.
Great. So today we have a special guest. We have comedian Anguz Black with us. So Angus, tell us a little bit about you.
So much. I don't know where to start. Not trying to sound like like I'm just going in on myself, but it's a lot.
What? It's about you.
I was on the radio. Hot 102.1 back in the day.
Okay.
Then transitioned to 103 Jams with the Buddha Brothers. And it's so crazy because with the Buddha Brothers situation, I was about to move to Atlanta with my girl at the time. And we had the U-Haul truck packed up and everything. And then that's when DJ Law reached out to me and like, hey man, Mike Lord told us a lot about you. And we just want to know if you want to be a Buddha Brother. And I broke up with my girl and let her move to Atlanta, and I stayed here to be on the morning show.
Now, you know what? I was doing my homework on you, and I did see where you guys were packed up, actually ready to move that day.
Yeah.
And you broke up with her? I would have.
But look, the thing is, dog, like before I got married, she was gonna be my first wife. That's what the girl I was gonna marry. And
okay.
This situation came up. Of course, she was like, you can go to Atlanta, you can do the same thing, but I'm
right,
like,
go up real big. Right.
I'm established here, and there's more competition down there. So why would I want to go do that? And we tried to do the long distance thing, but it just ain't work out. But to this day, I'm still cool with her. She's very supportive, and distance is what kind of messed that up. But she was a good girl, but But yeah, Stayed and did the morning show. Herman Hurston from the Supreme Team on the show was the one that started me in stand-up.
Okay.
I wasn't even gonna do stand-up. It was Pizzo Coconuts on the radio who just signed me up one night for a comedy show with Herman. And I ain't want to go, but then he already been blasting it on the radio. Anguz Black performing in Portsmouth. And I'm thinking like, oh man, dog, this is crazy. And he just cussed me out one day. He was just like, yo, you stay with your grandma, you sleeping on the couch, your life ain't looking too good. You really don't have nothing to lose.
Oh wow. And so he actually came for you.
He came for me, but I'm glad he did because that's what put me out there and got me doing stand-up. And I've been in the game for like about 20 plus. And
20 plus, but ain't you about 38, 39?
I'll be 40 this month.
Whoa, the 19th.
Yep.
Happy early birthday, Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
Boy, you know what? You are a special breed. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because now that I learned that you're June 19th, which is Juneteenth, and it's so many sides to you versus just being a comedian.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this dude?
I got the pleasure of riding with Dick Gregory for a few years. So
right.
Dick Gregory, he the one that really got me onto the astrology game. I ain't used to be into astrology at first, but now it helped me like have patience with people because based on your sign, it's some things or some traits that you can't help that you don't notice. And
yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that some of it for me is like some stuff for me is like a little too deep. I'm like, I don't really want to mess with it. Leo.
Oh, Leo. Okay.
So what you know about Leo?
I can't really go in about a Leo right now. Like I got my certain zodiacs that I know them like that. But I'm still mastering this stuff. Leos, I don't come across y'all as much. It's the Aries that I don't like that I come. but look, the crazy part is I'm a Gemini, And
Okay.
Aries is like compatible for us, but I think we balance each other out based on the Aries is serious and the Gemini is entertaining. So it's like we can make an Aries laugh, but it's just the pride and the selfishness and everything.
Right.
See, I went into it until I realized after my marriage, she was an Aries. And then after I got divorced, then I got with like 2-3 more Aries after that. I kept
Not
attracting Aries
hold on,
women.
hold on now. You said 2 or 3 more after her.
Yeah, like I'm talking about just relationships or messing up.
Okay.
I kept attracting Aries, and that's what just made me be like, yo, why I keep attracting Aries women? And then when I did the whole breakdown, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
You get it, yeah. So
Yeah.
how was it working on the one on the Buddha Brothers? How was that?
Oh man, that's legendary, man. For the simple fact, I met them when I was in middle school, and they
Okay.
came to my pet rally. I was in the 6th grade, and they came and they passed out T-shirts. I got them to sign my T-shirt. It was Phil Nelson, uh, Lex Coop. I think it was a whole bunch of people from back then. They all signed my shirt, and I was like, "Yo, maybe one day I could be on the radio with y'all one day."
Right.
That's at 6th grade, and so when he came and got me, and then I came on the air with them, I still had that same T-shirt from the 6th grade, and I showed them. So it was just crazy how
Yeah.
that junk just came back around, and see, Mike Lord had reached out to me because he wanted to do stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So I was helping him on the comedy tip, and then when he passed away, he already
Right.
was telling them about me. So
R.I.P.
they
Right.
were just like, like Mike Lord told us a lot about you, and we just feel like it's only right to replace him with you to come fill his spot. Man, that's how
That's
that came.
good. That's good. So that goes to show that, because I like I said, I did my homework, and I know that you were doing intern for what, 4 years
Yeah,
without even getting paid. So you kind of paid your dues, and you were being rewarded for doing that.
yeah. You gotta
So
you gotta have a passion for something that you love. But at that time, it was like I was just trying to show more that I'm dedicated and y'all can depend on me.
right.
And I'm the best in the game. Like I was working in the shoe store, DTLR in Shoe City at the time, and then the
Hmm.
radio people kept coming in there, and every time they came in there, I was like, "Yo, y'all need me on the squad. I know all the hot music. I know who's who.
Right.
Everybody rock with me. I'm that dude." And then one day he just like, "All right, come down to the stage. We're gonna give you an interview." And then that's how I got on.
Because I remember years ago, and I think I think they need to bring that back too. Remember when you used to come in there and they used to had a DJ in there? He used to be rocking
What, in the shoe store?
and shoot. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
DTLR. Yeah, I used to sell mixtapes. That's what I was known for. Like I could work. I could be helping 5 customers
Okay.
and got people at the DJ booth trying to buy mixtapes too. And I on the weekend, like dudes that used to work with me were hating on me because I make like two to $4,000 a weekend just in mix CDs.
You know what? Well, I make were you in military circle?
Yeah,
Well then, yeah, because I used to go in there and I used to go in there and get sneakers and stuff or whatever. And I used to hear the DJ and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, let me get one of them CDs. I was one of those customers too.
yeah,
It
yeah.
sounds good in the store.
And see, and that's around the time people would pay $10 for a
Right.
mixtape. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Do the 2 for 15, 3 for 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time I got off work, I'm next door at Sea Dreams, a leather store. Like, yo, let me get that coat. Let me get that chain. Let me see this chain right quick. How long is the layaway though? How
Right.
long is it? Like that was the good old days.
So as growing up, like who was Angus? Like, were you jovial like you are now? Like, were you serious? Like, how were you when you were growing up?
Man, I'm a last minute person. Like I do
Oh
everything at the
wow.
last minute. I procrastinate.
What?
Like I was a problem child, but I wasn't like a bad problem child where it was just
Mm-hmm.
like scared straight. Like I needed that and junk. It was more like just play too much.
Right.
Um, just couldn't be still. Like I just like I dropped out a school twice, and then I went back,
What?
but I graduated from alternative school from Norfolk
Okay.
Preparatory. Um, on Hampton Boulevard. That was a school for like 19 and up. And yeah, I had a dude in my class. He was like 72 years old and in my science class, and he smelled like pee.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure
it
his
was like
ass
all
did.
the kids from the movie Lean on Me in the beginning when they got kicked out. It was like all of them got transferred to Norfolk Preparatory.
Novel preparatory. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
That's
So
crazy. So how are you now? Like, are you, are you more serious now, or are you still, a comedian in your everyday life?
I think naturally I'm just funny all day, and I just like have a good time. But then it is that side of me that people, when it come down to the business, I can be real serious. I could be like on P Diddy mode. Like people will work with me and be like, "Dang," because I think because you're a comedian, people think you're supposed to play all the time,
All the time, right?
and and then like I think that's where being a Gemini is like a struggle because we got that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde bipolar twin thing going on,
Right.
where like we could be cool at 1 minute and then after, like look at all the Geminis: Donald Trump,
Mm.
Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Lauryn Hill,
So y'all kind of like line up. It's not
yeah,
y'all
Prince.
like
You know what I
Prince
mean? It's
too.
like Geminis, we are intellectual geniuses. We come up with great ideas, and we just good. We're the number one when it comes to entertainment as far as this entertaining people, keeping conversations going.
Mm-hmm.
That's us.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't know if I could see you being serious, but I guess like you said, like far as the business side, you know, you know how to turn it on and off.
yeah, I'm serious a lot. Like in, I think a couple of my ex girls and stuff, I think they would say they're like, Angus ain't. I thought he was goofy too.
It
You know what I mean? But
turned out not to be.
nah, I ain't goofy all the time. Like I don't know. I just get frustrated quick. I got that I do have that side where I ain't saying I need anger management or nothing like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I do got that I can get irritated real fast. Like I could get irritated if somebody asks me something that I think they should already know. I feel
Well,
like that's
I'm gonna tell you
wasted
something.
energy.
I think that's everybody because I know for sure, Leo. I think that sometimes people ask me the dumbest questions, and I'm like, "Am I being punked right now? Like, are you
Yeah,
serious?
yeah.
You you can't
It's
be
like I could
serious."
it's like I could say, look, I'm about to go to the store, and then you answer me right back. You about to go to the store? Like that, it's simple, but that little thing
It's
right there
tedious.
can just make me be like, yo, is you even trying to think, or like it's like you just don't care, like you just
Saying
spitting stuff
anything.
out your mind and not trying to figure nothing out.
So let me ask you this, Angus. Like, I know every interview you do, people ask you, how did you come up with the name? But let me tell you how I think you came up with the name, or why you should have came up with a name, right?
Okay.
Because when you think of Angus, right, you think of something like rare, rich, you know, um, not bunch of mixed meat, mixed, stuff. It's just like it's straight, it's 100. And then you have that melatonin skin and it's rich looking. You just look like a nice piece of not to put you not to put you with any meat, but a nice steak that's rich and been, aged. There's some good
It's
meat.
the best state you can get.
It's the
Yeah.
best steak, the best steak. But you tell me how you came up with it.
But I like your perspective on how, like, I never even looked at it like that. Now made me add something new to. You know what? I call myself Angus because, like, just because Gam gave me that idea and stuff. But
That's right.
um, how I came up with it, I had a few names when I
Okay.
first started out. Like when you first become a comedian, trying to find a name is like being a superhero trying to find your new superhero name before you go fight crime.
Right.
And when I came up with the name, my first name was Heavy Black. They used to call me Heavy Black.
What?
Yeah, and the person who gave me that name
Uh-huh.
was Fam Lay from Star Trek with Pharrell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he from my neighborhood. He from Huntersville, like me too. So I used to be
Okay.
a chubby dude that could ball, play football, and then all the hood dudes used to be on the side like heavy black, heavy black. Like they used to hype me up. So when I started stand up, I ended up changing my name to Black Boy.
Okay.
And Black Boy, another comedian, had that name already, so I had to change it again. So one day we were in the crib smoking and junk, and then a
Mm-hmm.
Hardee's commercial came on, and it was like Angus beef, 100% real meat, and all that, right? So then the dudes in the house, they want to clown and junk. They're like, "That's you. You some Black Angus. You a Black Angus." And they were like, "That's you should just run with that name, Black Angus." And then I was
Right.
sitting there like, that sounds like a porn star, John. I can't call
It
myself Black
does. Dum,
Angus.
dum, 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 dum.
And
Yeah,
then
it
that's when
does.
I was just like, I had to do it just like the Hardee's commercial. I was like, Angus Black, 100% real Negro. And then that was just like, everybody like, that's it. It's
That's it.
distinctive. And it's going to make every girl that hear the name say, like the meat. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like now when people, anywhere I go, if I say my name Angus Black, they just feel like they heard that name before, or just something about it. Just like, yo, I literally
It
was just
sticks,
in
you
New
know,
York and I heard that name or something like it. Just crazy,
it
John.
sticks out. It sticks out and it's very catchy. So it's
Now
definitely something that you won't forget. If you hear it one time, you hear it again, you can definitely relate to it.
it's like I want to change my name, honestly. Though this dude called me the other day because I smoke a lot of weed and I smoke backwoods, and
Uh-huh.
the dude called me Backwood Black, and I was just like, you know what? That would sound dope right there. Backwood Black.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So let me ask you this now. Being, like I said, I did my homework on you and I was listening to you. And matter of fact, you were just talking about Trump
Yep.
and how he's a Gemini. Me personally, I didn't have an issue with Trump. I didn't like some of his ways and how he did things, but I like how he always going to be the same, whereas like with us, we change up for certain people.
Yeah.
You already know what you get in when the man step out there. Like, you already know. But what are some of the things that you did or didn't like about Trump?
Honestly, what was, I don't know. What confused me is that the research game, like people don't research. It's easy for people to ride the media wave.
That's right.
And I'm not saying that he didn't provoke racism. I ain't gonna say that he did push the envelope on that to have people kind of wild out, but overall, he got the NAACP award for how much he did in the black community by Jesse Jackson. He been in every rap video. He was in Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was on a lot of stuff that was related to black people for them to fall for the gimmick of, yo, he racist. And like, honestly, I'm not giving him a pass, but he talked to everybody disrespectful. It wasn't like
Yeah.
just like, it was just like even white people, he was disrespectful to
Yeah, he was.
everybody.
Yeah,
He was just
yeah,
an a-hole.
he's very condescending.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I like the business side. And
Right, correct.
honestly, I was more willing to take a risk with Trump over Hillary.
No, why?
Yeah. See, and okay, before you feel shocked like that or feel some type of way, why was you going for Hillary?
I would tell you this first. Why I would tell you
outside that she is a woman.
I just felt like far as I'm concerned, she's already in the political realm and she's a little more, well, she's a lot more versed than he is far as in politics. He's a businessman. She's politics. So, and I felt like, I did feel like she was going to do a lot of things that her husband or certain people wanted her to do, to actually carry out. But I just felt like she was just up a couple notches versus him.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you know why she didn't run the next term? Like when it seemed like it would be an automatic for her to win. You don't know why she ain't win? I mean, why she ain't run?
No, I don't.
You know she's facing charges and stuff like that, right?
No, where you get that from? No.
When the first time she went against Trump, the first run, if you remember Trump, his famous words to her was, I would like to see you locked up.
True.
And nobody ever questioned why he said he would like to see her locked up. You just think he's just talking. Like, this dude got every political person across the nation in his phone. Like, without being a president, without being in politics.
Right.
Being in politics is almost like getting a court-appointed lawyer. Like, he worked for the court system. He already talking with the judge based on what they gonna do, giving you this perception that he's actually fighting for you when it's a business.
Right.
So people don't pay attention to all the people who was locked up under Hillary. How many people was that died under the death penalty between Bill and Hillary. Democrats in general have never been for black folks and never did good.
Now, I believe that. I do believe that. I always felt like Democrats were basically there to keep us at bay. Keep us, on assistance, or keep us, not really flourishing in life. And I still feel that way today, and I'm 40, about to be 44.
But so if you feel that way, this is my thing. It'd be a lot of black people that say they feel this way, but yet you was saying Biden was my president. Oh, Biden isn't Biden that. And that's his record, his background. You even clearly saw him. He spoke at a Ku Klux Klan rally. Yeah, he did a eulogy for the Ku Klux Klan, but yet you can't find Donald Trump at the Ku Klux Klan anything, even though he's considered the most racist.
Right. I didn't call him. I still don't call him my president. I call him the president, as well as even back to Barack, the president, the ex-president, because I felt like I'm not like a bandwagon jumper. Like I go for what affects me on a daily basis, or I don't care what everybody else doing with the trend. So I kind of saw through a lot of that. But let me get back to what you were saying about Biden. I do feel like people change at certain stages in their life. So and I think a lot of times we hold people accountable based on what they used to do, and that's not fair either. Because God forbid, if I was a felon and I did my time, pay my debt to society or whatever, but I come out and I still got to worry about you, labeling me as such and such, such and such. Like, I don't think that's cool. So with him,
we talking about a person who's running the country, your president. Like, that's a difference, unlike getting hired for something else. We talking about somebody over 48 years you've been within the White House and politics.
And politics,
and
right?
Can't name one thing you did for us.
Well, shit. Well, we can go. I can't pull out a pen and paper and tell you none of them did anything for me.
Exactly.
If we want to be honest.
But I can go pull up Trump and see how black people flourished the best they ever have under Trump watching anybody else.
You know what? I would have to meet you on that one. I would have to agree with you on that.
The unemployment rate amongst colored people was the lowest it ever been in history. He had more people got out of prison under his watch than any other president. It was a lot of things. Like I said, I'm not sitting here looking for the perfect person. But
because it's not one.
All the wars, all the beef wars that we had that was circulating under him, all that junk got shut down. And then you see when Biden first got in, all the countries overseas, they was like, look, if you don't want no beef, we suggest you keep it like Trump had it.
If you don't want no Angus.
You don't want no Angus. You better keep it like Trump had it. So now,
that's right.
And and then another thing with me, the pedophilia and the sex trafficking amongst Democrats is horrible. Like, like, it's videos of Biden that he just making little girls look uncomfortable, and nobody ever questioning stuff. It's like a whole montage of him just touching on and this like the vibe with him and these kids was just all wrong, and for
All
anybody
wrong.
to look at it to be like, yo, man, I know people did stuff back there. Like, nah, he don't get no pass at all.
Yeah. I just think like what politics is kind of, it can get very deep and it can get very we talk about politics and stuff like that, it can get people ready to fight.
Yeah,
And
yeah. That's
politics
why
is
honestly,
very, very dirty.
I just close my mouth now. Like, I think we in a time where the sensitivity rate is just on an epic level.
It is.
Like, anytime people can go back in your past and trying to get you for stuff you said as a teenager or
Right.
whenever, and it's like we got to go old school again. It's like, yo, let he who has no sin cast the first stone.
Cast the first stone.
Jeez.
Right.
Like,
Right.
y'all really judging people and making people accountable for stuff they did when they supposed to been acting a fool around that age.
And and I think as a culture of people, we do that a lot now. And they have this, what is it, cancel culture they got going on or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you don't have freedom of speech. You can't say and do as you really want. And it's sad, even though we are in America, but we really don't have that freedom and right.
We need to address all the people with mental illness that's running the country. Because now we at a point now where people will take words and just loosely just use them over and over. I got anxiety. I'm depressed.
That's right.
Like, people diagnosing themselves with their
all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, you letting media and stuff, like, even when it comes down to the vaccination thing, it's crazy that I'm like, yo, they trick you into feeling like you was they trick you into you feeling like you were sick when you weren't sick. Like, when I felt good, and then they still had me feeling like, is something wrong with me? I feel,
but
totally
that's
bad.
just like Google. When you Google something, I tell anybody quick, don't Google anything, because when you Google something, I promise you, it's gonna be like you have whatever it's saying that you have, and you don't have it. But with that being said, I'm fully vaccinated. I know that you really don't care too much for that. So let's elaborate on that a little bit, because I know you're ready for that. I know you're ready for that.
I keep it simple.
Okay.
I feel there's a lot of people out here not giving themselves credit that they had COVID and that they beat COVID, not noticing that your body beat it without any vaccination, any medicine. Your immune system did that on its own. And so people got away from, like, yo, Lord, I appreciate you giving me the body to work through that. Like, here it is. We had H1N1, swine, anthrax, Ebola, and these viruses killed way more people than COVID, and you still ain't gonna get vaccinated then.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of strange on some areas though, because it's like on some of it, when you really get into it, it's like, oh, it's a lot of conspiracy theories going on. It was at the point where, like, you don't know what to believe.
I don't have to believe nothing. All I gotta do is look at the track record as far as seeing vaccinations amongst Black folks and noticing that it never done anything good for us. Right now, you can go on the the VAERS database when they let you see as far as the rates and the death amongst people with vaccinations. And right now, people don't even know 4,400 people have died since getting the vaccination. So,
let me tell you,
but people will come back with, hey, that's better than 500,000. And I'm saying, like, do you know all of that 500,000? Everybody didn't die from COVID in that 500,000.
And you know what? That's a true statement. I do believe that, because they were getting like so much money and stuff for people saying they have COVID. Because let me tell you something. My mom even said, she said, well, God forbid something happened to me during this COVID, I did not die from COVID. I ain't had COVID. I'm like, how you know, lady? But what she was saying is very true, because everybody had it. And you went in for a heart attack and you died of COVID.
And everybody who had it died in the hospital for the most part, which that's a genius way to get rid of somebody without you don't have no choice but to run with, yo, they said my mom had such and such. That's what you got to run with now. You don't know.
Right.
But I rather would have took a risk with my parents being home, and I would have took care of them with natural holistic herbs, the typical things that God gave us already to boost our immune system. Uh, if it was based on people being dirty and stuff, it should have been a bunch of dead homeless people everywhere, but it won't.
No, you right about that. One thing about them, that's just like a, and it's so crazy. I'm gonna use this analogy, but it is what it is. It's like they are the strongest people. Like you don't see them getting sick and stuff. It's just like a child. When you take care and you nurture a child, and you go to the doctor and take the kid to the normal checkups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making sure they got a hat, coat on, t-shirt. But when you have a child on the other side who never wears a t-shirt, never goes to the doctor, walks around with no shoes on, don't get sick. I'm like, what the hell?
It's a mind thing, yo. It's a mind thing. Like, you don't start dying until they tell you got something.
They tell you, right?
Because you're thinking about it so much. But if you ever seen a kid fall, and when the kid get up, they looking for somebody to say, "Oh, you all right?" And then they gonna cry. But I don't seen kids fall, and I done told people, "Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Don't look at them."
Right? Don't look at them. You turn your head.
Sitting there like this. It ain't even hurt. It's the point that you baby him up that made him want to cry.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a mind thing. So now I will tell you this. I think I did have COVID November 2019. I had it.
And why you say that?
I was coming from a comedy show. Had a few people with me and stuff about to go turn up. As soon as I get to my crib, I hit the elevator button. As soon as I touched the elevator button, I just felt something go through my whole body. Like I immediately knew I had something. And it was to the point I told them, I said, yo, y'all go ahead and leave. They're like, what's wrong with you? I said, man, I'm coming down with something. And like, you gotta tell us twice.
I'm gone.
I got in the crib, yo. I was like freezing. Like I was freezing. I put a blanket on.
Right.
Even though I'm freezing, I'm burning up at the same time. Like I'm sweating, my clothes drenched. I was down for 14 days, yo. I thought
that's a long time.
Die. Huh?
That's a long time.
I thought I was gonna die. I really thought I was gonna die. And I didn't eat for 14 days. I was just juicing. It was a juice bar right there in town center. And I was just going to get ginger shots. I had black seed oil. I had some lysine. I drank nothing but herbal teas. And I'm talking about, it got me through. The thing is I'm looking at is that my body healed itself. So
now, what was your mental at during these 14 days?
Man, it was just like, yo, by the time I hit the 4th, 5th day, I was like, yo, this ain't no regular, like, I don't get sick like that. I don't. So it's once in a blue moon I get sick. So if I do get sick, it's still not a hard sickness. It's like to the point I can feel like bad right now. And I can keep telling myself, I'm gonna be good by the end of the day.
Right.
I ain't gonna be sick that long. And I don't be sick, but this was flu times 10 or whatever it was. And people don't know that's why it's called COVID-19, because it dropped in 2019. So,
I read something one day and it said something about a military. It had something to do with a military something with COVID-19. But it was like so much was going on. It's like I can't really remember, but it was like a COVID thing. They had some type of something they had going on. I can't remember what it was.
It's like why people just don't, like, this virus is man-made. Like it's not nothing. Corona been around forever. Like it's been on Lysol cans for a long time.
Correct.
I got a video clip of a Law and Order in the 90s. Somebody had got Corona and Law and Order in the 90s when it came.
Law and Order is just everyday stuff anyway. Like a lot of stuff that's going on in the world. I don't think a lot of that is made up, because a lot of the cases they may change a little bit on it, but for the most part, it's what's going on around us.
Yeah, like the TV shows and the movies definitely give you the answers to everything going on. The Hollywood was created by the CIA and is a
Wow.
government. The government give Hollywood the material to make movies. So when you watching aliens and all of this stuff on TV, of course, when we keep putting it in your face, man, this TV is entertainment. You would never think that an alien really exists.
Right.
But
Now, I do believe that. I do believe that aliens do exist, because some of the things that some people do, I know we look at it as, okay, that's not even, it seems like for some people, some things that some people do is like, oh no, that don't even seem right. Like, why would they say or do that? But it may be the same thing with us. A lot of things that we do, they like, nah, like y'all crazy.
yeah, see, like I know we not battling with humans. Like I know you're dealing with spirits of this world, even wicked
Correct.
spirits in high places. You dealing like this Satan's world. Like you already know what it is. So it's like people acting shocked. It's getting crazy. It's this and that. And I'm like, oh, you still think that book is the white man's book? Because like you giving humans too much credit to actually
Too much credit.
word revelations like that or proverbs. There's no way you could read that and say some white man wrote this. Like,
but I think a lot of times we say that because it's cliche and we've heard it so many times before, and when we don't know what to say, we just repeat what we heard.
yeah, and that's my irritation right there is with
Yeah.
people who just would go back and forth and debate with you with no knowledge of what you talking about.
Facts, right?
On like, oh, I think you're doing too much. I'm like, yo, you're arguing with somebody who really sat down and did his research on it and got more, like people who been unvaccinated. It's like the unvaccinated people can tell you exactly why they not getting vaccinated. And then the people who got vaccinated, when you ask them why I need to get vaccinated, don't you want to go back to regular life? Don't you?
Well, that would never be anymore. It's no such thing.
That's not going to be anyway.
Regular. No, nope, not at all.
So now we at a point now where the new segregation is about to be unvaccinated versus vaccinated without using color. So this is going to be a new technique to create division. And the crazy thing is all the people who unvaccinated and they got their reasons. You can go back to Tuskegee with the syphilis. You can go back to autism coming from vaccinations. Like this all proven facts that all of these diseases and stuff that people diagnosed with came from a vaccination. And I just don't trust man like that. That's crazy because it's the church folks that's trying to get me to get vaccinated. I be looking at them like, yo, where your faith at, bro?
Right. But dealing with the church folks is which is kind of crazy. A lot of them are cliche type people. If the pastor said or the scripture said, you ain't found you. The word basically says study is to show thyself approved. I mean, so if the pastor get there and say on Sunday morning, A, B, C, and D, you have to go home and look up A, B, C, and D and learn and understand it for yourself. But a lot of those who are really spiritual, real spiritual people, spirituality, they sometimes, I promise you, they're no earthly good. The Lord. But yet, like you just said, where's your faith? But some of us have the most craziest faith.
Yeah, we overanalyze stuff. Like I'm not a religious person. I'm a person that look for the clues and know how to read between the lines, because one thing that I noticed with Jesus was that he got frustrated because the people just couldn't get it. So he said he had to talk in parables for him to make it. He was trying to simplify what he was saying to the simplest form. And if you notice throughout the whole jump, humans just overthought and just made things hard. And he's looking like, and we doing the same thing. And I think God be looking like, Yo, y'all know y'all can think a little bit. You know, I knew
Five good sense.
viruses and stuff was going to exist. If you didn't know this, you are a virus already. By your whole body is a germ.
Mm-hmm.
Like your body has to have a balance. Like
right.
The homeless people are outliving the regular people because their immune system is on 9,000.
Yeah, it's strong.
To work your immune system, you need to be around germs and dirt. Sanitizing all day, keeping clean all day. By the time you break that door, you're going to catch everything that exists because your immune system ain't working.
That's right.
So it's like, this is the stuff that you can come at people with that you like. I haven't been sick at all. I'm talking about through H1N1 swine. I have never been sick.
I haven't either. It's
like my homegirl, she a comedian. She just got the vaccination. Never been vaccinated a day in her life. Never get sick. But she just told me, she like, but Black, I just feel like, I don't know, they scared me with this one. I'm like, okay. I said another crazy thing is, y'all go get vaccinated. You don't even know what they putting in you. You didn't even go do the research to see the chemicals they about to put in you and what each one of them do to you, to the body.
To the body, right?
You can go read the book called Vaccinations, and they give you the breakdown of every vaccine that ever came out. Is mercury in it, aluminum, freaking abortion fetuses is in vaccines.
Oh my God.
So you don't know, you put in all of this, and I
did because I'm fully vaccinated, walk around with my card and everything.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, if they're putting any type of another person in you, people carry different type of spirits, people carry different type of everything. It's just like when you eat food.
Foreign, yeah.
It's just like when you eat food. If you eat an animal, why animal, like, okay, let's just say an animal is panicking. You can't kill the animal while it's panicking because that is gonna release toxins into the meat.
Right.
And the meat ain't gonna be as good because the animal was in fear. That's just like my homeboy. He for Thanksgiving he gonna kill a turkey, but then we go over there. He don't have no turkey because he said the turkey was panicking.
What the hell? He said the turkey was
panicking, huh?
He said the turkey was what?
He said the turkey was panicking and it was just stressed out.
He's stressed out.
So it was going to mess up the food, so he couldn't kill the turkey. So like mucus come from meat. You know what I mean? So if you keep eating meat, you're gonna have mucus. It's just certain things that there's no way to keep a dead animal fresh. Soon as it dies, it's deteriorating. Right. So here it is now. You letting them pump carbon monoxide, all these chemicals to keep the color, and then eating it, thinking that is fresh when it's super old. No difference than people using toilet paper, Q-tips. All of that stuff is bleached with radiation. You don't supposed to use Q-tips. If Q-tips don't supposed to go in the ear, why the hell I won't let you put it in my nose all the way to the back?
Oh yeah, now that part killed me. But I don't use Q-tips. I use like a bobby pin. I use a pin top. I use some of everything.
Lord have mercy.
Look, I gotta get the wax out by any means necessary, but I don't like the Q-tips though.
I can show you a picture of the Egyptian wall on the pyramid showing is the same picture showing how they used to trigger the mind and change the mind. And on the wall, they got the people head leaning back with this long stick going in the back of their head.
Oh no!
Like anything that you use, everything got a reset button, but it's always a small hole that you got to take something long and push it to the back.
That's right. That's right.
Reset it.
To reset it. That's right.
So when you see how the mind is set up, when you see where the pineal gland at, the pineal is this is the DVR. This records everything, even when you sleep. It's recording. And this is what controls your dreams. This is the gateway to the spiritual realm right here.
Right.
And your whole temple don't supposed to be broken. Your skin don't supposed to be broken open for no reason. Surgeries, all these girls getting their bodies done and all that.
All their body work. Yeah.
You're exposing your body to the air, to chemicals and toxins, and you're gonna let them break your skin open.
But this is the thing about that. They are getting all this work done for the outer body, but like you said, here that DVR, that mind, is still the same. So no matter what you look like on the outside, if you haven't hit that reset on for the inside, it's not going to match up. So you always going to be trying to figure out what I need to do next, what I need to do next,
And see,
because
and this
it's not
thing
going to
right
line
here,
up.
this thing right here, this also is how demons control you too. Like this
Right.
is the spiritual law. A spirit has to have a body in the physical to do something
In
to
physical
somebody
form.
else in the physical. That's a spiritual law. So if you see the movie like Men in Black, you saw the roach came from outer space, and the first thing he did when he got there was he needed a human body.
Yeah.
And then when he got the human body, it was hard for him to keep the body without jerking, and he would try
Right.
to control the body, but it was hard for him to control it. Which in real life is some white people that's out there that talk like that, like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, all of them. For them to be as brilliant as they are, their speech is not fluent. It's like
Correct.
it's like
It doesn't line up,
like
right?
it's like, you know what I mean? Because like the stuff that Elon be coming up with, it's just like, yo, that's not human. Like he's way over here, and I'm like, man, I'll be fascinated with it. And so if people don't think aliens exist, Donald Trump was the one that was about to blow the horn on it, and then they shut him up. But this is why Donald Trump came out with the space task military force.
Wow.
And people never ask, why did he come up with a space task force? Why did he come out with Starship Troopers? Because if you go look up Federation Galactic Federation Reddit, you look that up. Is a guy who's been in charge of our space station for over the last 30 years between U.S. and Israel. And he done came out and said, look, y'all, we've been working with extraterrestrials for the last 3 to 5 years. We have space stations together.
Right.
And they actually ready to meet y'all. But they know that y'all not ready.
I'm not ready to meet him, so he don't have to let me know.
I'm sitting here like, yo, we can't even get along with regular niggas out here, let alone a Cleon dude about to come in the picture.
It's gonna be a mess. It will be a mess.
I mean, imagine the first dude who get cheated on by one of these alien dudes. It's going to be ugly out here.
Let me tell you something. First of all, if a man gets cheated on by a woman, that's an issue altogether.
Yes.
So, and you know, in that other realm, it'll be totally different. But this is my thing with you though, and doing my homework with you. People may not realize that you're more than just a comedian. Like you're very articulate. Like you, by looking at you, people will. I'm gonna be honest. People will underestimate you. Like they will really underestimate you. So you have really, sat down and educated yourself along, like you said, with Dick Gregory or whatever, to learn something that, and not afraid to go in the area that most of us, oh, I don't want to go in that door. And
it's just information. Like people don't know how to separate reality from entertainment. They don't know how to just take in information, not knowing. I don't have to believe it. It's just information. And then when they come across or come up again, I go through my mental. You go through your mental Rolodex.
Rolodex, right?
Like, you know what? I pulled this file up right here. I remember talking about this. Like,
that's
all
right.
My friends, we some hood niggas, but we sit around and we had these debates. Oh, if you ever been around us to see us talk about flat Earth versus round Earth, oh my God.
It's something to hear.
Yo, dudes be ready to fight over this about if the Earth flat or round. Yo, it be real.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
See, I'm a flat earther. Like,
I think I'm a flat too. No, I'm round. I'm round. I'm round. Yeah, I'm round.
But once again, I do my research as far as what make me feel like the Earth flat compared to somebody who just be like, it's round, and then I'll be like, why you think it's round? Cause
I don't know.
They show it on the joint. I like they can show anything, create anything. They ain't gonna do it. Do you know that they used a flat Earth map before the globe came out? It was a flat Earth map.
No.
Yeah, and then when the dude Galileo or whoever came out with that fucking globe, he made the countries and the continents small, making you think that stuff is actually further than what it actually
Know
is.
what it is, right?
Like if you go look up this white lady named Jane Elliott,
Mm-hmm.
that white lady be on it. She be showing people. I'll show you how Alaska is right by Australia. I'll show you how you can walk
Right.
to China from such and such. Like,
So she put things in perspective for you.
yeah, yeah, it's her. I watched this dude named Brother Sanchez. Brother Sanchez. He a black dude, but he be
Mm-hmm.
having NASA trying to hit him up to do Zoom calls because they want to get his perspective on
Right.
why he think the Earth flat over round. And I ain't gonna lie, the theories he come up with, I
Mm-hmm.
used to be around Earther, but just listening to him made me be like,
And being who he is, he already know that that isn't what he want to do, so he probably don't answer their call.
who and who?
NASA, the guy that NASA wants to come and pick his brain.
Nah, he just a simple dude. He just be like, yo, you can show me any videos, you can show me YouTube stuff. That still ain't gonna prove nothing. That you just showing me a
Change his mind.
diagram. But then he the type to be like, he said, man, we go to school and we learn certain things and then we don't apply it to regular life. Like he said, you know how acute angles, obtuse angles, we know how angles work. He said, you
Mm-hmm.
know how if
All about the angles.
he said, you know how if a light is shining on you,
Mm-hmm.
you can always trace the light back to where it's coming from. So if I took a flashlight and cut the flashlight on, because I'm further back from you, the light
Mm-hmm.
is going to be huge to you by time. But if you was to walk towards
Follow
the
it,
light
right?
will get smaller. So when he broke that down, he was saying if the sun is 98 million miles away, there's no way that the rays from the sun would come in through the clouds in a downward. The light would not come down in a downward. It would come
Mm-hmm.
from the side if it was 98 million miles
At an
away.
angle.
But he say the sun and the moon is in the atmosphere, and it's actually like when we see the moon look huge, it's actually
Right.
closer. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
okay.
I believe that we on a plate that is like a circle, like a plate in the microwave,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the sun, and then you got the moon right here. And then when that plate come around, we under the moon, and then when it keep coming around, then we under the sun.
Right.
And I believe it's like that. Also, even in the Bible, God said I had angels at all four corners of the earth.
Four corners, right?
Circles don't have corners.
That's right. That's right.
So it's flat,
It's
and
flat.
then it's a dome. We in a dome, and then there's a whole bunch of land, and then that's why rainbows
All
curl.
right. Yeah. A curve. Yeah.
Missiles
I
and
think,
rockets, they shoot, they curl, they don't go straight up.
since you put it like that, it does, open your eyes and, your ears tend to stick up when people break things down to you from, it may give you a better understanding of it. But let's switch gears a little bit here. Now, how does it feel doing something you love to do and you being paid for it? Like that has to be the best feeling.
Now that's hard in comedy. Like a lot of people not blessed to get what they deserve, even though they funny as hell. Like
Right.
the comedy game is hard. Like right now, the internet wave is taking over now, where a
Okay.
lot of the internet people converted over to stand up, and
Mm-hmm.
and they would make more money than an actual vet who been in the game because they got more of a following where they could say, I'm gonna be at Virginia Beach Comedy Club, such and such, such and such. They sold 3 shows out, just them shouting it out on their page.
Right. Yeah.
Unlike me booking somebody who funny as hell but don't got no following, and I got to do all the leg work to put asses in the seats. So
Right.
So to get paid, like where I'm at right now, I've been doing this 20 plus years. I'm now just really getting to a place where like the bookings is more
Mm-hmm.
common, getting bigger headline jobs. And that's another thing as a comedian. people want to graduate from just being a host or being the opening act,
To be in
doing
the
guest
main.
spots. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when can you get to a point where if somebody asks you how much time can you do on stage, and you got to tell them exactly how much time you can be funny for the whole. I could be funny for 20 minutes consistently, and
Okay.
then after that, I might die out. That's what some comedians might say. Like me personally, I
Mm-hmm.
can do 2 hours on stage.
What?
I can keep going.
But that's because I think, you probably have perfected your craft. And then too, I want to say you came up under the old era versus now it's more, everything is more microwave.
Yeah, and see,
Whereas,
and see, I get a lot of slack because I'm the one who converted and started the whole internet converting over to stand up. I'm the one that
okay.
started that.
Okay.
Like so,
So what you're saying is I'm talking to a legend right now.
hey, I let you say it. I don't walk around saying that, but hey, if that's how you feel, hey, I appreciate you. But yeah, like Jess Hilarious and Watch Jazzy was the first girls that I scooped up.
Okay.
Before they did, like Jess was already doing stand up, but she won't doing it like that. She did a
Mm-hmm.
couple of hole in the walls and stuff, but she didn't do the corporate, like the funny
Corporate
bones
side.
and then the mainstream. So I reached out to her. She didn't want to do it at first, but then I was letting her know like how much I would be able to pay her.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, that money sounded huge because at that
Right.
time you just doing the internet. I'm just glad to even be out and get booked for stuff. And
Right.
then that tour had it did real good. The comedy clubs was looking at me like, yo, who is these girls again? Because they was selling
Mm-hmm.
out like that. And then that's when I added Vina, Pretty Girl V, the one with the pink robe.
Pretty V.
Pretty V. I added her
Yeah.
to them. And it was 3 of them. And
Okay.
I kept telling them, I said, look, all of y'all hot, but let's focus on putting out 4-5 albums as a group before everybody want to go solo.
That's right. That's right.
And of course it didn't last that long. And everybody was coming. Anguz, I need more. Everybody was feeling, which I knew that was gonna happen. I was trying to make it stretch as long as I could.
Right.
And yeah, that was that would probably be one of my most epic things in my life is being able to roll on the road with them
Roll.
girls and see them grow down to Charlene.
Yeah.
Charlene, that's my Charlene.
Uh-huh.
Charlene is my girl. She is everything. Now I call her a legend and a GOAT now because if you haven't seen her show,
I haven't seen her show. I was gonna she came to the Funny Bone, but I wasn't here.
oh well, you in luck because she gonna be back. I got her back June 11th.
June tomorrow.
Oh, not June 11th, July
July.
11th.
Okay. I'm here
July
July.
11th.
Yeah, I'm here July.
And she gonna be here, but she do so much. She's so talented, and even when I had to fight with her and her sister to get her to do it because at first she was like, "I'm not interested. I'm good. I'm not doing it." And yeah, she started doing it, and man, I'm talking about she killing them like, and she
Yeah.
clean. She clean and
Yeah.
she funny, and that's hard
Yeah.
to do.
I can imagine. So how did you get into just a couple quick more questions? How did you get into with your relationship with the Funny Bone?
My big brother Bodacious, comedian Bodacious, he was hosting it first.
Bodacious. I've heard that name before, Bodacious.
Yeah, Bo, he's the opener for DL Hughley, but he from Norfolk too. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And he doing big things, funny as hell. And so one day I was still doing comedy shows for the House of Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the hood at. But then we hearing about the Funny Bone opening up.
Right.
You hearing talk like, yo, it's corporate. Yo, you never
Yeah.
know who's gonna be in the building. Your opportunities of getting on bigger stuff will be bigger.
That's right.
And I was trying to scoop. I was trying to be dedicated to my black folks. You know what I mean? I was like,
Oh, so you were
nah.
trying to be down for the cause.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, man, I ain't about to come out here thinking they gonna take over, and I almost got caught up in that. And then one day, just after the Funny Bone was open for a little bit, I just finally end up going, and the vibe in there, like the energy, the stage, how it was set up, like as a new comedian in the game, I'm looking like, this is wild. Like, listen,
you look like you made to the Apollo.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I started to move up. I was on the radio. I had my Wednesday nights with me and Bodacious. Yo, the most epic.
It was sick.
Comedy shows. Like, we had to turn like 100 to 200 people away every Wednesday.
Wow.
That's how packed it was. And
wow.
And then after that, once I started to get developed in the stand-up and really take my craft to another level, then I just started putting my own tours and my own shows together and started booking all my own comedians. And then I was bringing in a lot of street dudes that had money that was my investors.
Okay.
And what happened was, when the Funny Bone and the corporate people saw that, hey man, this guy is bringing some quality shows and putting together some real things. The problem is most of the investors that I had was street dudes. So when they come in the club, they had this my shit. You know what I mean? This, you know, it was, they felt like they could do what they want to do, and the white folks was sitting there looking like, oh no.
Oh hell no.
So then it was just like, Angus, we think you're a nice guy. We think that you bring a lot to the table. So how about that we just team up, and whatever you want to do, we can fund it. We can make it happen.
Get rid of the middleman.
Yeah, and then it was just me in the comedy club. I don't have to deal with nobody else now. And it was just a better look. And we've been business partners for 15 plus years, like me and a couple of mainstream owners and stuff like that. So yeah, man, they Funny Bone. Of course, there's a lot of comedians that be on some, oh man, you a coon for them white folks, you this and you that, and everybody. One thing I know is everybody who talk like that be broke.
That's right. That's right.
They be broke.
And the thing about those people are they broke. They don't have they don't even want to do anything, but they want to keep you down along with them as well.
They want to make an excuse for why they haven't progressed.
Right.
And after a while, it's just like, yo, I know I'm funny. There's people that walk around and constantly say that I'm funnier than you, Black. I don't get it. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm not even walking around with that type of mentality. Like,
right, yeah. And that's why they still walking around. Yeah. That's why they still walking around saying the same damn thing.
And you know, I go back and look at my resume. I look at all the shows that I've done. I got every flyer from every show that I put together. And when I lay it out on the floor, the backstage passes,
right,
the flyers, I just look at it and just be like, wow, I have had an interesting life, and I had a good run.
Good run, right.
And the thing about it is it's now just starting to get bigger than what it's been over the past 20 years. And I'm just excited about what's about to happen.
What's about to happen. Now I'm with you on that too. I'm excited for you on what's about to happen. And I know that you're living your best life. And you just said it, you know, things are really taking off for you. And it's because you did your time, you paid your dues.
You know,
you're humble with it.
I'm 40, no kids.
Yeah.
I can up and go. And people ask me
all across the world.
Kids, I be like, I don't think so right now, because by the time I have a son right now, by the time he hit 15, he gonna be taking my car keys from me because I ain't strong enough.
Yeah, you can be the granddaddy.
Wrestle with his ass. So I don't know if these kids, these young boys on another level. I don't know if I want one now. So
how is your love life?
Man, I'm talking about after my
take your time.
After my marriage, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that it can't happen again, but I just don't see, the distractions are so big now that it's so real, hard you know what I mean? You can hear a woman say what she want, but to me, women just are very emotional creatures. As far as right now, you could sit here and tell me this. You can make it sound simple right now, but then it might switch up and just be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, this other guy right here, I used to mess with him, and I know what I told you, but my heart is over here now."
Oh, okay, okay.
And,
So
and, and that and that's what I
I
went
see where
through.
you're at. I see where you're at. I see where
That's what I
you're at.
went through even in my marriage. It was just like one of
Mhm.
those, you a good guy and stuff, but it just I
Not
want to go.
just not for me.
So yeah, I used to be the Russell Wilson, but I see girls want a future.
Yeah. I
Not
see.
saying I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
be a
see where
future.
you at.
Not saying I'm gonna be that type of guy on purpose, but
Mm-hmm.
the bad boys are winning, and right now I just see just me being. Uh, okay, what I have learned is that yes, I want to see my woman happy, and I want my woman to enjoy life, and I want her to treat her like a queen. But I
Right.
don't want her. I don't want to lose sight of myself,
You don't
because
want.
that's
You don't
what
want. You don't
most
want to
men
lose.
do.
You don't want to lose yourself in
Men,
the
men,
process.
men would dedicate their whole life of making a woman happy, and then this they don't understand where the frustration comes from a man later on, that he just seemed like he don't like doing the things that he did for you before, because it's like, yo, at the end of the day, you happy, but I ain't doing nothing that I'm happy about. I stopped my
Right.
shows. I wasn't consistent with doing what Angus was doing because I was trying to make sure she was straight.
But then you have to realize too, a person can't make someone happy. That they can only enhance your happiness. So that person have to already be eternally happy with themselves
Yeah,
before they can love and be happy with somebody else. Because you're always going to be trying to do something for them, and it's never going to be good enough.
yeah. The distractions, like dudes can holler at your girl on every game app that's on your phone. You got an inbox for Candy Crush, inbox for Spades Plus,
Mm-hmm.
inbox for 8 Ball Plus. Dudes
Russell, yeah,
hollering at your
everything.
girl
Yeah.
through every app that's available, and you can't keep up with it, which you shouldn't have to.
Right.
But it's just that easy. Like as a comedian traveling
Mm-hmm.
on the road, it's so many women that's got husbands and that's married or just in relationships, and they'll wait after the show. They'll sit there and be like, "Babe, I got to get a picture with him. You were so funny," and I'm like, "Cool." And the dude,
Right.
he's so supportive and like in denial and can't see that he like, "Hey man, take a picture with my girl, man. She love you, man." And
She
then
don't
you
want you in
sit,
the picture.
and then he don't even know she got her hand around you,
Mm-hmm.
and she rubbing your back with her finger, scratching your back or scratching, and you sitting here like, "Yo, what is you doing?" And
You
then
about to get
they
me killed.
then they inboxing you talking about something. I'm about to drop him off. Where you staying at so I can come chill
That's
with you?
right. Yeah, and that's
And
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 that's
you come
that's so
across
true.
that so much, you just be looking like, I know all women ain't like this, but a good
Mm-hmm.
majority of what I come across is like that. So to
Oh, I'm
find
sure.
that one four leaf clover is like
Diamond in the rough.
it's like I don't know. It seems like now people ain't gonna settle down until both of them get older, and it's like you done been through all of whatever, and he been through whatever, and it's like
Yeah.
you a scarred dog, I'm a scarred dog. Two negatives equal a positive. Let's do it. You know.
Let's do it. Yeah. And that's true. I have enjoyed talking to you. I just have two more questions. Well, my first question is what would you tell somebody who is trying to get in the game, in the entertainment field? They're trying to be a comedian. And not saying that they have to be excuse me, younger than you, but just somebody in general. What type of information or, you know, um something you can actually give them to help them along the way?
To actually go to the venue, go to the spot they actually doing comedy, sit in the environment of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even if you never did comedy, it's always gonna be somebody who can go on stage that you just be like, even though I ain't did comedy, I feel like I'm funnier than him
Right.
without knowing what I'm doing. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. I went, sat in the crowd, got my nerves together before I actually just did it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will also say to actually just get on stage, just plenty of open mic nights. Just go ahead, and you're never gonna be ready, because that's the number one thing I get from people. When I get ready, when I put my stuff together, I do it. You're never gonna be ready.
Never.
Even though you write all that stuff and put it together, as soon as you go on stage, your mind could go blank and you don't remember none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So until you just get on stage, you're not gonna know where you at. You're not gonna know what you feel like doing. You're not gonna know the adrenaline rush. You're not gonna know.
Yeah.
And that's just the number one thing. Get started.
Get started, right?
The first thing that you
stop being a procrastinator, right?
If everybody telling you funny, in most cases, it's always the people who don't want to do comedy who be funny.
Right.
It's the ones that all their friends saying they should do comedy, but they like, nah,
I want to do it. Right.
And that usually be the one.
Understood. But I gotta get this shout out right quick. Well, put this announcement in right quick. August 21st, 2021, we're having an all black tie affair, and it's a Wait Again Minute event. It's at the Botanical Gardens. It's no other place, y'all, that y'all can be. We only have a few tickets left. If you guys are looking to have a good time, you put your tux on, you put your gown on, you looking good, you smelling good. Can't anybody tell you nothing.
Botanical Gardens, though.
Botanical Garden. It's gonna be the hottest event of the year, Angus. Look, let me tell you something. I can't stress it enough. And I ain't just saying it because it's our event. I'm just saying it because it is our event. And we're gonna show y'all how, even though we in Suffolk and some people be like, oh, look, Peanut City or whatever, but we're gonna show y'all 7 cities how it's supposed to be done. So like I said, we got a few tickets left. You guys hit us up and let us know.
You got some people that are gonna be already in the tree before y'all start, so they be in the party early already. We're gonna build a clubhouse in the tree and be ready for y'all the next day when y'all show up.
And that's fine. But we're gonna show y'all Norfolk, Huntersville, and all that. We're gonna show y'all how it is, how it's supposed to be done. Because when we step out and everybody that's coming, August 21st, I promise you, it's gonna be an event and it's gonna be an experience. But before we go, we always ask our guests, whether they are, via Zoom or in our studio, some advice for Wait Again Minute, some words of encouragement, or just some feedback. And I want you to be honest. I don't want you to say, "Oh yeah, it was good," and it wasn't. I want you to be honest and just let it rip.
Be honest of what? As far as what?
Wait Again Minute podcast. As far as our podcast.
Okay, well, you know what? I went through y'all page. The photo shoots is dope. I think the imaging is dope. Because honestly, I don't really be doing just. I done did probably 30 podcasts in the last 2 months.
Okay. Oh, you've been on the grind.
Yeah, and and I want to promote myself as well, but it's still some people podcasts I could look at and just be like, man, I'm not finna waste my time with this one.
Right.
And so I went through y'all page. I looked at the setup. I looked at the vibe with y'all. I think it's a dope look. Also it's 4 Black queens.
Right.
It's a lot of good from what y'all got going on. I think y'all got something good. I just say keep going and that's why I wanted to actually do it, because at the end of the day, you don't know who somebody is and what they about to do and how big they gonna pop. And I just like I like to plant seeds with people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sorry that I'm not there physically, because I was there physically, y'all. But that hype was it set in. It was like, you zoom, it's raining and lightning, and my tires ain't really built for that road. I go plane real quick.
And look, we definitely didn't want that. We definitely didn't want that at all.
Yeah, so I did want to be in the studio and stuff, but I think y'all got something. The page is dope. Everything, the whole look, and I'm talking about, I just had an interview with just you. I ain't even had the whole squad.
Right, that's right, yeah.
And this was a good interview. So you know what I mean? I think y'all got something. Even if somebody say I don't feel, because you know what, a wise person has many advisors. You know what I mean? And I would get a critique from a lot of people, but even if they say something that I don't want to hear, it's
Right.
still got to be something that you're passionate about, and then
Right.
you just use that as motivation to be like more the
Constructive
reason why we're
criticism.
gonna do it.
Yeah. That's you're exactly right. And that's why I tell people all the time, like, be honest. I'd rather you be honest off the jump. I can respect you more versus lollygagging and just stroking me along.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely we're up for constructive criticism. And we rely on different strokes for different folks. Like it's cool, but what's for us is for us. What's for you is for you. And I definitely appreciate you taking time out your day. Even when I hit you up, like, because like you say, you didn't have to do it, but being that you're planting a seed, you have to realize that once those seeds are watered and they begin to flourish, it's gonna be, because put it this way, it's gonna be paid for it.
Yeah.
As you did something for us, it's definitely gonna come back to you, and we'll do for somebody else the same way. And because you could have said no. Shit, I mean, you Angus Black. You could have said no, hell no, or not answered. Like some people don't answer, like, oh, I ain't see that. And
Nah,
clearly,
man. That's why I rock with people like Kevin Hart and all of them, because Kevin like so huge, but like he try to still find a way to bring his presence around
mm-hmm,
and walk amongst the people who still trying to get there. You know what I mean? And
right.
that's the thing that that's the thing that people need to understand and realize, that it's about the next person. Period.
That's right. It's not always about you.
Like,
Correct.
if we can get back to the simple speaking to people, hey, how you
Mm-hmm.
doing? How
Yeah.
your day? When we walk past people, open the door, thank you. Hey, how you doing?
Right.
Just that little thing, yo, would just do so much for the world, yo. Like,
It would
it's a dude probably about to go shoot something up, and then you walk past and like, hey, how you doing?
turn this whole
Hey,
world
I'm
around.
good, brother. And
Mm-hmm.
he's sitting there like, I was about to go kill people, but this one guy comment just made me
Turn it
feel like
around.
it's still good in people, and then I don't need to be making this decision to hurt people.
Yeah.
So
But again, we definitely appreciate it. I wish you the best at whatever it is that you want for you. Whether it's relationship, kid, your God enlarging your territory, whatever it is, I wish you nothing but the best. Um, you know, I'm sure we're gonna run across paths again.
yeah, most definitely.
We're definitely gonna run.
Lot of things coming up. Y'all just follow me at Comedian Angus Black, Anguz. I got monthly shows at the Funny Bone every single month. The
Okay.
next one coming up June 25th. That's my legendary OG show with Herman Hurst, and the one that put me on.
Okay.
Def Comedy Jam legend Hamburger Jones, and also the originator, the host of the Universal Soul Circus, Shuggy Duggy Quack Quack. He
Oh,
also will
okay.
be in the building. So that's June
Okay.
25th. I'm at the Funny Bone this weekend, all weekend, with JJ Jeremiah Williamson.
Okay.
What else I got? Oh yeah, July 3rd. We back 7 cities.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Dipset, Locks live at the Scope, hosted by me and my man DJ Rick G's. That's going down.
Yeah.
And it's so much stuff. I can't even remember
It's
everything,
only
but we gonna
well,
be banging your head out every month.
it's only up from here. That's basically what it is. It's only up from here. I know we at our All Black, we're having comedian from Baltimore, Darren Fleet. He's going to be there.
Oh, okay, yeah, Darren,
So he's going to be there. But like I said, when you guys come back on and you listen or whatever, stay in tune with Angus Black, like comedian Angus Black, like I said, I can't thank you enough. Like honestly, like we truly appreciate it, because again, you didn't have to. But with that being said, like I said, we're gonna see you around. We're gonna see you again next time. You're gonna be in the studio or whatever. We're gonna meet at the top.
Yeah. I like being in the studio more than doing online. Honestly, I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, today it was just like something saying,
one of them days. I got
yo,
you.
bro, that's a long hike, and you got to ride back in this too at night.
At night. I definitely understand. So with that being said, guys, you guys can catch us out catch us on Powered by Virginia Radio Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. You can also see us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and ebny.tv. You can hear us on Pandora, iHeartRadio. What else? And it's all the outlets. Type in Wait Again Minute. Matter of fact, just Google us.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Get
Google
a t-shirt that say Google us. That's all you got to say. And put the website and Google us. That's
and Google
all
us.
you need. That's
yeah, you're right. Or scan me. Hit the little scan button, the QPC button. But you enjoy your night. Have a good weekend. I know I won't be able to be there this weekend, but I'm definitely gonna look it up. And when I come out there, don't try to act funny.
I ain't gonna do you like that.
Cause I don't want to. And I was prepared for you to try to roast me, because I was like, you know what? He can try it if he wants to. I'm gonna get his ass.
See, me being a comedian, that's what people be thinking. I'm like, I ain't that type of comedian. I don't be roasting nobody. Y'all ain't funny all the time like that. People get serious.
I got you. All right. Well, we're gonna get on out of here. In the meantime, guys, like I said, stay locked in with Anguz Black, as well as Wait Again Minute podcast. And we'll see you when we see you.
Peace. All right.